It's 7:05, so let's go ahead and get started because we are not going to take up all of everybody's evening. This is something that Tiffany and I just started because we feel like it's just needed in our community. You guys need to hear these things, especially coming from two tax professionals who are not only tax professionals, but well versed in the financial field. So, Tiffany, go ahead and introduce yourself, and then I will introduce myself and we'll get started.
So, hello everyone. I am Tiffany Rucker. I am the owner and operator of All Aboard Financial, where we focus on helping you get on the right financial track. Now, somebody asked me, what does that mean, Tiffany? That means whatever it is, whatever goals that you have for your financial future, whether that be personal or for your business, I help you find that track and get on track. All right. Maggie and I are two separate businesses. However, we function as one. We collaborate. We do not compete. We are not each other's competition. And so, even though you may see us together a lot, we really do have two separate businesses, y'all.
Yes, 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 yes. So thank you, Tiffany, for introducing yourself. I am Maggie Montague. I'm the owner of Secured Financials LLC. We help business owners reduce their biggest expense, taxes, legally, ethically, and compliantly. Like Tiffany said, we're two separate companies, but we collaborate a lot. We help each other. We definitely do not compete. We collaborate. We are really epitome of sisters building each other up, sharing resources, not holding back, because if she win, I win, and vice versa, right? So that's why we decided to come together, because she notices certain things that happen with her clientele. I notice certain things that happen with my book of business, and we really just want to educate and help uplift other business owners, because primarily that's who we target, and help. And in this virtual CFO world, there's just little things that we just want to tell you guys about, so that way you can get on the right financial track, secure your finances, however you want to put it. So that's what we're coming on to talk about today. So today we really just wanted to talk about foundational things, just give you guys some valuable information on how to keep your business compliant, how to keep it legal and running. I know statistics say so many such forth businesses don't make it past certain amount of years, but if you know the right things, you can put yourself in the position to still be in business for years to come and leave a legacy for your family. So that's where we wanted to start off tonight.
Absolutely. And going back to what Maggie said about leaving that legacy, guys, when you go into business, to make money, right? That's the whole purpose, that many of us start, whether that be to generate a side income or to eventually phase out into full-time entrepreneurship. The goal is to make money. But guess what? If you are bogged down with taxes, if you have penalties, fees, assessments going on, guys, it's going to be very hard to keep your doors open. And so that's where me and Maggie are. And like she said, we'll talk about some foundational things to keep you guys compliant. All right. So one of those things is bookkeeping. Guys, please, if you are in business, you need to have your bookkeeping. You need to be keeping up with your bookkeeping. So if, for you guys that are watching, both Maggie and I do offer bookkeeping services. Okay. So again, we collaborate. We do not compete. So,
What comes in a bookkeeping package? What even is
that? Exactly. So let's talk about what bookkeeping is. It's the tracking of your income and your expenses. Why is that important? Well, if you don't know how much income you have coming in, you don't know how much expenses you have going out, then when tax season comes around, you have nothing to provide to your tax preparer, which both Maggie and I will help prepare your taxes. All right. So in the bookkeeping, package, one of the things that we look for is making sure that you have your business bank account established so that way we can go ahead and connect it and keep track of your income and expenses. A lot of times when a new business owner is just getting started, they like to do things, out of their personal accounts. Guys, that is commingling your funds, and we want you guys to not do that. Okay, so make sure that starting out, you need to have a business checking account. Okay, if you want to have a business savings account, do that as well. I always recommend for my clients to have two business accounts, one for your operational things, the other for your taxes. Okay, because tax debt can really, really impact your business in a significant way if you have not planned for it. What else is in there, Maggie?
So we're still talking about what it is, right?
Yes, because hey, our people need to know.
Yes. So just like Tiffany said, everybody runs, they get their LLCs, get their articles of organization or incorporation, and they get these EIN numbers. The third thing you need is a business bank account. You have to separate your personal and business expenses. It's even in the IRS tax code. You need to, that's what separates a hobby from an actual business, is having it separated. Plus, it just makes it easier. There's no need to, oh my gosh, it's tax season. I have all these receipts and things of that nature. If you already have your business bank account and you're doing everything out of the business bank account, it makes it easy to go back in and do what you got to do. Ideally, you want to do that on, a daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly basis, depending on how much transactions your business has. But just at least if you are that person who is going to wait till the following year to look back at the previous year, it makes it a little bit easier if you at least have that foundational piece of having a business bank
account. Absolutely.
So those first two things that I spoke about, your articles of organization, your articles of incorporation, your DBA, those documents from the Secretary of State plus your EIN letter is what you more than likely will need to open your business bank account. I always recommend credit unions to my small businesses because they are more likely to work with you. They are a small business, so they understand, and you can build a relationship with them. But there are some online banks that offer business banks as banking as well. Blue Vine is one that's free. A lot of people shy away from getting a business bank account because more times than not, they ask you for a larger deposit in order to open one and things of that nature. But as we all know, it's a price to be in business, and it makes sense to just go ahead and put that money and invest it into your business just to be compliant.
Correct. And you have to, even if you are, looking at getting your business started and going to, you say, okay, I got my articles of incorporation, I got the EIN, now I have this account established. Guys, you still want to make sure that you're now running all of your transactions through your business account. One of the things that people that I deal with on a daily basis is people that say, oh yeah, I have my business account established, but I'm still running things from my personal account. Well, why is that? Well, because I didn't have the $100 to establish the account. Guys, seriously, okay? It does not make sense for you to open the account, go down, do all the things you need to do with the bank, and then not follow through. Okay, so after you open the account, make sure that you transfer things. Let's say you had some automatic payments that were coming out for your website or things of that nature. Transfer that stuff over to come from your business bank account. Okay, when you get ready to go for loans, grants, this is something that people are talking about, especially on social media. When you get ready to go for those things, you have to have your tax return, okay? And then you also have to show income. You have to show statements. You have to show that your business is actually a functional business, not a hobby, okay? Because as the IRS says, you have to be looking to earn, you have to be looking to have a profit, okay, to be considered a business. A hobby is just something that you're doing. You really don't care about the money, you know, you're just kind of going with the flow. But
Mm-hmm.
you need to have these things in place in order to qualify for some of the grants and federal contracting and things that are out here for you guys.
Yeah. Um, Miss Deidre has a good question. She said, what would you say to someone who says they can't afford bookkeeping services?
So for someone who says that they cannot afford bookkeeping services, one of the things that I will always refer them back to is that, you know, some of the stuff you can do on your own. Okay, you can attempt to do it on your own. You know, there's QuickBooks and video tutorials on YouTube and all of that. However, okay, if you are having a hard time affording bookkeeping right now, imagine at tax time how much more costly it's going to be
Mm-hmm.
for your tax professional to have to put this stuff together for you. Okay, so when you start comparing and looking at the pricing of those things, then it kind of makes sense. Like, all right, I'm going to spend this amount right here to begin with, so that I don't have to worry about this later on. Because guess what, guys? If you come to me or Maggie and you say, hey, I want to file my taxes, but I don't have my documents together, we're going to tell you, have a nice day. Okay? And then if you don't want to have a nice day, then we're going to tell you the cost. And it's going to be more than what it would be throughout the traditional uh, year as we go through and set up for bookkeeping. So to answer the question, you can do some of this on your own. You can DIY it, but why would you? It's almost like Googling symptoms. Or, you know, I'm
Mm-hmm.
feeling sick and I'm gonna Google some symptoms. If you are not a doctor, right, you don't know what symptoms you're looking for. You don't know what to look for. The same as a tax professional or financial professional. If you're not trained to know what to look for or what to set up or how to do it,
Mm-hmm.
why would you try to DIY it? That can cause you some trouble later on. So our fees are going to be far less than the tax penalties and things that may come along with you not having used somebody for bookkeeping.
And bookkeeping is two-folded as well, right? When you sign on and have services with us for bookkeeping, it's not even just the tax planning that you are investing in. You're also investing in advisory services. All of my clients, we meet, whether it be on depending again on your transactions, your revenue, your goals, what package you select, but on a bare minimum, we meet quarterly to say, hey, this is where you're at for the last quarter. This is what you can expect if we keep along those trends. And then we can meet and come up with ideas of how to either increase your revenue, decrease your expenses, change your operations, or advise you on how to keep more money in your pocket. So it's tax, of course, but also advisory that work with. When you work with a professional, those are some things that you get that you won't get if you're doing it by yourself. So I would say if you can't afford bookkeeping services, then at the bare minimum, try to do it on your own, because something is better than nothing. But I would plan to add that as an expense, an operational expense, because it is necessary, really, for the vitality of your business. Like, you really need someone on your team. And that's part of what I wanted to talk about is, professionals that you are going to need in your back pocket to build your business. You need an accountant. You need someone who is going to look at your numbers, not just at tax season. Really, even if you have them on retainer for questions that may come up, or if you just, book a planning session, once throughout the year, don't just look at them as your friend or your partner or the person you think about only during tax season. Funny thing is, a lot of people always think about business means I need a CPA, right? funny thing is most CPAs don't actually deal with taxes at all. They normally only deal with the audit part if something has already come up and is wrong. They will help you clean up the mess. But to help you prevent from even getting in that situation by itself, a general accountant, an enrolled agent, tax professional, financial professional like myself, we can assist you with those things. So that's one, of course, I'm going to say is one of the professionals you need in your back pocket.
Absolutely.
I would say the other two to think about is a lawyer. You know, it's easy to grab contracts and all these things off the internet and, you know, things of that nature. But it's nothing like having someone actually CYA, right? And look through your contract and see what's in there and explain things to you in case things come up down the road. Because they will, it's inevitable. And then another person that I think is really important is an HR person, especially as you're growing and you're, you know, some sort of HR consultant or, you know, even a virtual assistant who can help you in that respect. You need someone in place to help you with that. Mostly, especially because of all the social media gurus and everything, everybody just thinks about marketing. I need a marketing person. That is definitely a part of the mix and is definitely, you know, something to budget for and have as an alliance to your business. But accounting, a lawyer, HR professional, those three things you'll have a solid team to make sure that you can continue to have success in your business.
Correct. And going back to piggyback off what Maggie said about, you know, contracts and things of that nature, there's a difference. You know, when you pull a contract offline, you have to understand that it's not tailored to your specific business needs. It's a general contract. Okay. And there may be clauses and things that you need because of the type of industry that you're in that you need to cover. And guess what, guys? An attorney can assist you with that. Okay. So make sure that you definitely, you know, you want to have an attorney on retainer, someone that can advise you, counsel you, should you get into some trouble. Now, also marketing, you know, as Maggie said, everybody thinks that, you know, you're going to be marketing. Oh, I want to talk about my brand. I understand all of that, but guess what? Your brand is not going to mean anything if your taxes are not paid. Okay.
Because the IRS, listen, we don't work for the IRS, right? We work for you. But they do have the power to shut you down. So that's why we're saying stay in compliance. This is my favorite phrase besides my inbox and business is always open. My second thing that I always say is you don't gotta get ready if you stay ready.
Correct.
Right?
And I tell you to get on the train. Get on the train. Okay? Get it together.
Like, get on the train, get ready. Like, let's put the things necessary that you need in place now so that way you can avoid things in the future. You can stay in business. It's really, really pertinent because things will come from left, right, and center, and you don't know what you don't know, you know? Let's say you have even, let's say you are selling merchandise online, right? This is a big thing. A lot of my clientele come from this demographic, right? You are amazing at making your merchandise. You are even probably amazing at selling it online, but you have no clue that you're supposed to be collecting sales tax. You have no clue what it means to have Nexus, what it means to have people that are paying you from different states. And now you owe Oklahoma, and you can't name a city in Oklahoma, but you owe them because you have no idea that is something that the law requires. We know these things, right? So that's why I'm saying you don't know what you don't know until, you know, you get a letter in the mail, then you come into us, and a lot of it can be avoided if you just had a consultation. So the fee that you pay us for a consultation, we're breaking these things down for you, which would have avoided the $500 fee that you got from Oklahoma State because you didn't pay them taxes in however many years. So, you know, there's a lot of things out there that just having someone and on your team, right, as an alliance in the professional realm, just meeting with them and taking that investment, you're investing in your business's vitality, really, and whether it's going to be here next year this time or
Correct. Correct. And so, in talking about, the compliance and keeping up with things, guys, you can save yourself a lot of stress. I talk to a lot of business owners every day that are completely stressed out because,
not.
well, I didn't know. Well, I didn't know. They got the letter, right? Now
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm panicking. I'm freaking out. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Save yourself the heartache. Get a professional on your team, guys. It does not, when you think about cost, okay? So that's a conversation that we have with a lot of our clients. Oh, well, it costs too much. It costs too much. Well, when you think about it, over time, how much is it really costing you? If you're,
Mm-hmm.
what does the cost of not knowing, look like? That looks
Right.
like a couple
A
thousand
whole lot
dollars.
more.
That's a couple $1,000s that you could have avoided had you just paid the consultation fee, guys. So the thing is, like Maggie said, you don't know what you don't know. So that's
Mm-hmm.
why you partner with people who do know, that can help guide you in the right direction. Okay. So also, another question that I get a lot, Maggie, is about, people want to know how to pay themselves. I got this business. I'm not sure how to pay myself, right? What should I be paying myself? Is there a general rule about it? Can I take all of the profit and as a distribution and not pay, any self-employment tax and things of that nature? So,
Mm.
that's a conversation that we have often with clients about that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just talking about what advisory covers, because I think sometimes people hear that word and they think, oh my gosh, this is going to be some long, drawn out, boring conversation.
What does that look like if you have an LLC and you are the only owner of your business?
So, going back to, talking about payroll. So, if you are the only owner of your business, you can put yourself on payroll, guys. You can, if you can afford it. But a lot of the times when we have these conversations, you're in the very new phases, maybe you can't afford to put yourself on payroll, because then it would take, there's taxes associated with payroll, things of that nature. And so you have to look at all of those factors. Can I afford this? Even for marketing, whatever it is, whatever expenses you are looking at in your business, can you
Mm-hmm.
afford it? Can you afford to run payroll? Because there are taxes and things that are associated with that. Can you afford to pay for that new brand package? Can you afford to pay for that new truck that you want to get? Can I afford these things? And so, yes, these are the types of conversations that we'll have. So we'll talk to you about, can you pay yourself? Well, what does that look like? What does your salary look like?
Mm-hmm.
Based on your industry. Those are some of the things that we'll cover in advisory. We'll also look at, overall expenses. Maybe you're spending too much money on something that's not making you money, because a
Yep.
lot of new business owners do that. They
Yep.
spend money on the logo and the brand and the pretty colors and making it sassy, right? But what you really need to be doing is making it compliant. So, can you afford that?
And
Oh,
by no way
Tiffany,
are we discrediting those things, right?
oh,
Disclaimer. Definitely
absolutely
necessary for business, but everybody has their own journey. Everybody has their own stage. So thinking that you can come into business and you're going to get a 1, 2, 3 plan and you just need to follow that and you're going to be successful, that doesn't happen. So that's why you have to go to the drawing board and figure out, okay, well, what do you need to do? What resources do you have?
not.
Deidre asked a good question again. She said, what would you say to the business owner that's really struggling financially? Do you have any tips for them?
That's a good one. The first question that I always ask, I try to take it a step back and find out, why are you in business? Okay,
Right.
so where, what thought process did you have when you initially started, and where are you right now?
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of times people come into business. I am one of them. So I'll tell you guys, me personally, when I first started my business, I only did life insurance. All this other stuff I talked to Maggie about. I don't want to deal with this. But over time, my business took a turn, and it's okay for you to pivot in your business. So that would be
Right.
the first question. Why are you in business? Secondly, then let's identify some areas in which you can improve. Maybe it's that you haven't told anybody about your business. I know Maggie and I talk about, some clientele that we work with that they just kind of want to be behind the scene. They haven't told anybody. They aren't promoting themselves consistently. Maybe what you're doing, you're not really passionate about. Maybe there's something there that, hey, is this something that you're true to? Is it something that you believe in? So I would just look at all of the different factors to try to identify why you're having a hard time within your business. Because sometimes people think, oh, we'll just close it. It's not working, so I'm just going to close it. And that's not always the answer. Sometimes it's just that you need to pivot.
Right.
What would you
Right.
say, Maggie?
So I would definitely agree with everything that you said for sure. It is really going back to your why and starting there. And again, that's something that we both assist with, is kind of coming up with a plan. We are hoping to do these bi-weekly at least, in order to come on, and this was just kind of getting our feet wet. We didn't really have a specific thing that we were going to come on. We really want to cater it to you guys as our viewers, right? So definitely, if you're watching the replay, or if you just jump in our inboxes on our business pages, anything of the sort, like, let us know what you want to hear about, so that way we can be specific on the topic next week, on different things, because we really want this to just be another resource, another guide for you guys, so you know what exactly it is that we do, because I know it seems like a lot, how we can really help you, as a business owner or as an individual, just kind of get you back on the right track financially. So definitely comment, let us know, so we can start planning for our next live at the tax table.
At the tax. Listen, I told Maggie we need a theme song, y'all.
We do. We
Uh,
need a theme
so
song.
so if any of y'all are skilled in that area, y'all want to give us a tax song about the tax table, then y'all let us
Hit us
know.
up. Yeah, we're in the market.
Right, we're in the market for a song. So, again, like Maggie said, we did not have, any specific topics. We wanted to just get on, get our feet wet, see, the turnout, and find out what it is that you guys are, that you really need help with. And I do know, thanks to Ms. Deidre pointing out that a lot of business owners are struggling financially. Um, and again, it may be time for you to have that conversation. Talking with someone like Maggie and I can help unlock some of the things that you may not be thinking about, because again, you don't know what you don't know. And if you aren't trained in this field to kind of pull out some of the factors, then you'll just kind of be throwing spaghetti against the wall. So it's important that, if you are struggling in your business, don't struggle in silence. Do not struggle in silence. Do not close your doors. Do not walk away from your business. Maybe it's just time to pivot. Maybe there's a turning point. Maybe there are some things that we can help you put in place to get your business moving forward. And guys, we don't just help businesses. I know we talk about businesses a lot, but we do help individuals as well. Um, we help individuals as well. So, things such as helping you plan your budget. That's one that we talk to a lot of clients about, budgeting. for your home. But guess what? You should also have a budget for your business. Because going back to talking about, what can you do? Can you afford payroll and other expenses and all of these different things going on with your business. So you need to definitely work with someone who can help guide the conversation and get you on that right track.
Yes. So I am going to link all aboard financials to this live. I'm going to link secured financials to this live so you guys can follow us. Again, this was just, getting our little feet wet here at the tax table. Let us know what exactly you want us to talk about next time. So far, it looks like we're going to be talking maybe about how to navigate if you're struggling financially. A lot of us, the pandemic is still real and out here too. So, it affects businesses. So that's something that we can definitely talk about. So that way we can give you guys what you're looking for.
Exactly, exactly. Maggie, were there any questions in the chat or?
I went through them as we were going through everything.
Okay. And yes, Ms. Deidre pointed out that, bookkeeping and financial planning, it's an investment in your business.
Yes.
So it's not an expense. It's not, oh my gosh, I have to do this. It's an investment. The same as you invest in yourself, you have to invest in your business to improve it so that it is around for years to come.
All right, so we are gonna log off. We're gonna try to keep these between 30 minutes and an hour. We're gonna plan for more time next time to go through and answer those pressing topics and questions. So again, don't hesitate to comment, even if you're not watching this live and you're watching the replay. Put hashtag replay and let us know, and just let us know what you want us to talk about.
Yes, and we will be putting our link in the comments so that way you guys can follow the both of us. And again, we are two separate businesses. I know some people think that if they call one, they call the other, but we are two separate businesses. We are sisters. We are tax sisters. We work together, and so we'll drop our links, our individual pages. You can follow the both of us. Let us know what you want to talk about, and we'll see you again at the tax table.
Bye.
Bye.